This is the plaintiff, Kristen Jenna. She says she owns a hair salon, and the defendant bought the building where she's been in business the past 15 years. When he bought it, he jacked up her rent. She refused to sign a new lease, and he basically threatened her life. Bottom line, the guy's a creep. She's owed her $3,000 in security deposit and is suing for just that today. This is the defendant, Boris Borikov. He says the plaintiff up and left him high and dry and moved out without notice. He didn't get all of his rent, has every right to keep her money and doesn't owe her a dime. He's accused of lousy landlording.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Kristen Jenna?
Yes.
Doing business as Fingerprints Salon.
Yes.
You are suing Nika Estates, represented here by Boris Borikov, the owner. And who's the gentleman with you?
This is my son.
Okay. For $3,000 of your security deposit that you say he is refusing to return and he has no grounds to. Tell me what happened here.
I built the salon from the ground up. Like, there was nothing. There was just concrete floors, walls. I built it with my father, my husband, my sons every night. I put my whole life into it.
How long ago?
2008. My father died in 2016, 8 years later. And right after that, this man bought the building. Okay, so he came in, and I was grieving and a mess. The man just died, and came in and raised my rent about $800 a month.
Well, didn't you have a lease?
Unfortunately, the lease, it was a five-year option. Old school Italians was a handshake.
Well, no.
After the 5 years.
Right.
I know.
You know? I mean, you know what we call people who do deals on a handshake? Litigants.
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
that was my
That's
fault.
a problem.
Okay,
So,
now I
because he
have
has
no
a
lease.
perfect right. I mean, I know.
Yes, he did.
You know, I'm sorry that you're grieving or whatever, but he has a perfect right to raise the rent. So how did he
Absolutely.
notify you that he was raising the rent?
And to my face, he said to
Okay.
me, I want an additional $800 a month if you're going to stay here. I begged.
And how much were you
I was
paying then?
Paying $1,950, and he wanted like $2,700 or something like that.
And so you begged.
So I begged. I said, can you please? I said, it's a small mom and pop business. I said, I don't have it. I don't make it. I'll show you my books. I begged him.
Right.
So he agreed to $350 increase to $2,300.
Wait, how much did you agree to?
2,600, we shake the hand. She said, give me till Christmas, I
Shake
go
the hand.
away.
Why are you shaking her hand? You're not Italian. Why don't you guys put it in writing?
No, I know, but I trust her. She said, I cannot make it this money. And I show it to her, increasing of my tax. For 1 year, $4,000.
Listen, you do not have to justify to me why you want to raise the rent on a business that is reckless enough to have a month-to-month tenancy. That is the risk you took.
Exactly.
And that's great because whoever you had a great relationship with the last guy and you could leave whenever you wanted. That was in your interest then.
Exactly.
Well, that's the problem, right? So yeah,
didn't
you could
bother
raise
her.
it to $1 million and then she just leaves. That's business.
I didn't bother her to sign up the new lease.
Well, that was ridiculous. So according to you, the two of you agree that she's going to pay what?
2,600.
Okay.
And she start paying 2,300 every month.
Okay, so then you agreed on a $350 increase.
Correct.
Okay, to $2,300 is your testimony.
Correct.
He says it's $2,600. You paid $2,300, and then do you file a notice of eviction because she's only paying $2,300?
No, because
okay.
I have
For
the-
how many months did you not file a notice of eviction?
8 months.
For 8 months, he's accepting the $2,300.
Correct.
Okay, and then what goes wrong?
I get a big storm happens, big ice storm. The roof was filled with ice, which there's problems with the roof to begin with, which he knows about because I've told him about that there were leaks. The whole back of my store was covered. The ceiling tiles were all buckling. There was all
Do you
water.
have pictures?
Yes, I do.
May I see them?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is, and you sent them a lot of other pictures too, that show the ceiling tiles, water stained. That's on March 15th. What day was the snowstorm?
That was the same day.
Okay, so on March 15th, you sent him several pictures showing the buckling of the ceiling. That's a false ceiling underneath?
It's a drop ceiling.
Drop
yeah,
ceiling.
the drop ceiling, right. This is dangerous and about to collapse. It needs to be taken care of ASAP. My husband can fix it at a low price, and I can get another estimate as well, and I will deduct it from the rent. That is on March 15th. And do you answer her text?
By the time she sent the text, I was on the operation table.
Okay.
I have heart attack. I have the proof.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I have heart attack, and she called and keep calling me. I cannot pick her up. I told my wife, she was next to me. I said, tell her I'm operation table right now. As soon
Your
as
wife was in the operation table, and you had a cell phone in the operation table?
No. I mean, they taking me. They taking
Yeah.
me to the operation room. Was
So
after,
when do you get back to her?
after 2 days, as soon as I feel better, because 2 days I stay in the hospital. And I went right away from the hospital to my place. And I told her, as soon as it's melted down, I'm gonna take care of 1, 2, 3. But it was still, the snow, it was still in the,
So when,
in the roof.
according
There's
to you,
no leaking at all.
Okay, hold on, don't get excited, especially after a heart thing. I don't know.
I know.
When you call her back, you say it's 2 days later?
No, I didn't call, I go right away. After operation,
So what
they keep
day
me
did
2
you
days.
go there? It's not 2 days after heart surgery.
17.
All right, that's not the 17th. So according to you, you had heart surgery on the 15th, and on the 17th, you go see her?
Yeah.
The problem here is that how long were you calling him before you decided to take it into your own hands?
2 days.
Okay. And is it accurate that he came to the business a few days after his heart implant?
It wasn't 2 days.
When
It
was it?
probably it was at the end of the week, so it was probably about 4 days.
No.
You shouldn't be working after 4 days. So he goes over there and does what?
I told him I had it fixed. I showed him.
Nothing
And how
there.
much, how much did you pay to have it fixed?
$575.
Okay, and then he gets mad because you took it upon yourself to
Yes.
get but the 575, that wasn't just for the roof tiles, for the ceiling, the false ceiling, right?
There was hi-hats involved. There was removal, shop vac, all the water damage, which technically they told me I needed new carpeting. And I said, no, just shop vac.
Do you have pictures of the carpeting? Because you don't have any pictures of that.
I just have the work order saying what they did.
Let me see the work order of what they did. And who is they? Is they
My husband sent his workers over.
his own workers?
Yes.
All right.
And I got another estimate.
Yeah. You know, for a woman who doesn't have a lease, you have a very strange way of going about things. Because you already know that you have no ability to stay there if he decides that you're out.
Right.
And then you hire your husband.
Exactly.
I got it. I've been doing this without you my whole life. And then you hand him a $575 bill, and am I to understand that didn't include patching of the roof?
No, he temporarily fixed the roof.
With what?
I don't know what they did. They were there for
You
2
know,
days.
For me to
There was
decide
taping-
575 is reasonable, I have to know what they
Okay.
did. So
Well,
is this the
that's-
work order?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
what was done.
From your husband, you know, see, the reason why this bristles the hair on the back of my neck and clearly on the back of your landlord's neck, whose mercy you're at when you don't have a lease, is because it's your husband. So he has, to the naked eye,
Ex-husband
a
now, by the
reason.
way.
Ex-husband? Yeah, but not at this time.
Yes.
Was he? Even at that time?
Starting,
Okay,
separated.
well, you know, apparently you guys are good friends. He's able to, you hired him, you didn't hire somebody else. So he has, to the naked eye, a reason to beef it up, right? All right. So you see that she deducts it from the rent, or she says, I already paid him, I'm going to deduct it from the rent. Do you have proof of payment?
Yes.
Let me see it. While she's looking for that, so you first learn of her intent to deduct $575 from the rent on what day? On the day that you go after your surgery?
I go the zero job is done, 0%.
Yeah, why isn't there a date on this?
You know
And
what,
where's the
zero-
date of your check? Hold on.
I could pull up the.
Yeah, pull it up,
Bank
because
statement?
there's no dates on it, and I want to know when it was cashed. Okay, Mr. Barukoff, you were saying, the day that you go there after your stint, according to you, nothing is done. What does she point out to you? Does she say, look at this, look at this? What does she point out to you?
No, she said she was busy with the client.
she is
They
busy
said,
with the
this is the job. This is the job we done. Listen, you want it, you don't want. This is the one. I said, what?
Wait,
You talked to
so
me?
according to you, she had already done the job.
Exactly.
Do you have proof of when the check was cashed? That is what I asked you for.
It's not allowing me to pull the bank statement right now, but I can.
Well, you better get it, because all you did was take a picture of a check,
I
and
did
it has no
from the
dates on
I
it.
did it from the statement. I was.
Yeah, right, so do the same thing now, except let me see the date, because the date's cut off. All right? I understand what your rush was, and I understand why he was mad. But in any event, let's go through what ends up happening. Do you tell her, forget it, you can't do this, you owe me the whole rent, or else? What do you do?
She was supposed to pay $2,600 every month.
So you say,
she was
can
paying
you
$2,300.
Stop. Can you prove that?
Well, here's
It's
the.
your word against hers on that.
You're right, Judge, but in New York, it can be verbally told to her.
Oh, it could. Now, she says you're lying. You say she's lying.
Well, actually, there is proof. I apologize, Judge. There is proof.
Do it.
There's a letter.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, exactly.
And we didn't
Oh,
mention
you mean
one-
after the fact saying,
No.
hey-
There's a letter there's a letter
Go ahead.
from my law office, Judge, saying you're in arrears of your rent.
Right, but it's dated when?
4 days after, Judge.
4 days after what?
After she missed the payment, her first payment of $2,600. I sent a letter saying, look, you're deficient
So we're
of
talking about
rent.
8 months before the events that we're talking about, right? You're talking about in 2016 then?
Right.
No,
Let me see.
2017.
No,
No,
2016.
no, stop, let him handle it.
Okay.
That's why you put him through law school. All right, I've been retained to represent blah, blah, blah. The date is 2016. Do you have any other letters to her telling her that?
I do. I have a letter, a final closing statement after she left, saying this is your balance.
Which is way out. You left in April, right?
Yes.
Okay, so on August 20th, you got a letter saying your payment is deficient. Be advised that your rent is in arrears for $300 for the month of August, and please make the payment. You just ignored that?
I never got that letter.
Did you send it certified?
I did not, Judge.
They didn't teach you to do that in law school?
They did, but this was like a
Okay.
favor for my father, so
It was a
it
favor for your father. What? You couldn't afford it was a favor for you, so he wasn't paying $1.30.
I'm
All right.
not
So the
positive.
rent for March 15th through April 15th was, according to them, deficient. According to you, justifiably so for the $575. And what else?
Well, I go into the precinct because he threw me out.
What day did he? Well, he said, if you don't pay me my money, I'm gonna what?
He said, you're messing with the wrong person. I will take you out. And he was screaming and cursing me. He
Take you
said,
out as in evict you, or take you out as in punch you in the face?
The impression that I got was physical harm to me.
Okay. So you
Okay.
go to the precinct, and
So
what
now
happened?
I go to the precinct. I'm terrified. I'm actually terrified to even be in this room with this man.
Where's the
right
police report?
Wait,
I-
stop. Don't.
No, don't.
What is that? Is that what they taught you? Where'd you go to law school?
St. John's.
Did they teach you that in St. John's?
She's
Did
just
they
saying
teach you
words.
that in St. John's?
Teach me what at St. John's, Judge?
To interrupt in the middle of a witness testimony. Did they teach you that?
No,
The
Judge.
answer's no and nothing else, just like your father's telling you to say. Go ahead.
I went down to the precinct. I explained to them exactly my situation and what happened. I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I said, my partner's gone. I'm all by myself, and I'm terrified of this man. He threatened my life. So they had me fill out a report. He gave me a case number. He said, if it ever goes to trial, you call up. I'll give you a printout.
Do you have a police report?
I have what they gave me when I just called.
Which is what, a case number?
It has the case number, and it says briefly my complaint on it.
Okay.
I have it somewhere.
And then what happened?
From the police department. They
And then what
told
happened?
me to get out of there. They said, send a letter, make sure you date it, go talk to an attorney, which I did. And I sent him a letter saying I was leaving, and I left. I left my business that I built in the middle of the night, lost everything that I built.
I don't feel sorry for you.
Okay, but do
I
you
don't. I'm
think
sorry.
that
No,
I
and
would
it's
do
not
that
that
if I wasn't scared?
No, I don't feel sorry for you.
Okay.
It's not that I don't feel sorry for you, it's that you make me not feel sorry for you when you play the victim card, because you're not a victim. You're not. You're somebody who made a call, you made a judgment call. I'm gonna still stick around. Maybe you're even looking for another place at the time, I don't know.
Exactly.
But, so I don't buy that part. And if you're able to keep a business afloat for all those years, you're not stupid, you're smart. So, all right, let's talk about what ends up happening. You tell him, I'm out of there. And when do you tell him that?
I sent him a letter on April 12th that I would be out in 3 days.
Okay, but that's not a lot of notice for somebody to be able to re-rent the place, is it?
No.
No. And in fact, what you need to give him is a 30 days notice?
month.
Exactly.
Right. So when you wait until April 12th, what am I supposed to do about that violation of the law? Did you know that you were supposed to give 30 days notice, or did you think you could just leave and say, I
I was
left?
told to get out. I did not want
By
to
whom?
leave. By him. I told you, he threatened me and told me to get out.
No, he said,
No.
pay me my money.
No, exactly.
Okay, I do not need you to contribute. He said, pay me my money, or else you took it as a threat. You say you took it so as a threat that you went to the police, but it sounds like you just decided to leave. All right, that happens on April 12th. So the rent goes until April 15th, right? That's the term we're talking about, March 15th to April 15th. And everybody agrees there's a $3,000 security deposit involved, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you are keeping $3,000 of a security deposit for what?
Difference of the rent.
Which is $575.
No, the difference of the rent, $300
Oh, the difference
every
of
month.
the rent, because you want now to go back in time for all of those other months that you were accepting $2,300 and make it $2,600. So it's 300 times 8. You're suing for that.
As she
Or
mentioned
you feel
it,
you're entitled to that.
as she mentioned it before, she said $2,750. I give it to her $150, whatever beginning I said. But she keeps sending it $2,300 every month. And my son, he sent in a letter. He said, listen,
Do you
you're
have proof
behind.
that you sent that letter in August, such as,
we gave it. We gave it.
You have it.
No, you didn't. You gave me a copy of a letter that could have been written on a typewriter yesterday. But when there is no effort, except for one letter that was not sent, certified, return receipt requested. Are there any emails or texts between you guys saying, wait, now you're in arrears 600 or anything like that?
He has her security deposit. He felt there was no need to remind her that.
Right, but
That's what the security deposit is for,
right,
to
either
reduce
that,
it later.
either that or it's kind of a waiver, right? And waiver is a concept in the law that says that when you act as though something's okay, it could be okay. Now, if you sent this would be anti-waiver. This would be perfect. But you have to prove that she got it. So you're suing for that. What else are you keeping of the $3,000 for?
Okay.
The
And
difference in the rent of March 15th through April 15th,
Right.
which is a $575.
$575.
Right. And what else?
When she vacant the premises, she left the cabin and the garbage and the inside I have all evidence here.
Yeah, let me see the
all
pictures.
picture here.
Right.
Which is I paid. I tell you true. I didn't pay by check because I hired somebody. They brought the car. Because
You shouldn't be just standing there with your hands to your side. You should be trying to get into your account so I can see that there was a check cash of $575, which is proof that you should have brought me today instead of a picture of the front of a check. Okay. So be looking. And also, do you have pictures of the job that was done? You should have pictures of brand new ceiling tiles and everything else.
I just have the pictures of how I left the salon.
Do they show the ceiling tiles? Do they show, we already know it doesn't show the vent. Does it show the ceiling tiles?
I will go through the pictures.
Go through the pictures.
Okay.
Because let me explain to you, you're the one who's carrying the burden on this, okay? Because your lease doesn't let you do what you did.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be showing me proof that $575 was expended from you, and you should be showing me proof that $575 of work happened. I should be seeing pictures of the work if you want me to deduct any of it from your rent. Do you have that?
I showed him. I didn't think.
No,
I
you
had to
showed him
take
the bad
pictures.
stuff.
No, he saw it. He saw it finished.
Oh, you showed him. Okay. Was it done?
No, I'm
How'd
telling
that
you,
work out for
nothing
you?
done.
Obviously.
Okay. Have you been a landlord before?
No,
Oh.
I try. I don't. I have the back surgery also, herniated disc. I cannot work hard. I said, listen, let me manage this, make it $1,500 by my calculation. And she got bothering me every month and this calling. And it never happened. I tried her. Do I look like criminal? Come on. I have 4 grandchild. I dedicate my life now with my grandchild to treat my tenant for what? Is worth it this or no?
Okay, come down.
Do I look like a criminal?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is she out of luck because she's saying, he told me to leave, so I left?
Yeah, I think so. She should have gone in writing.
She should have gotten in writing. Well, here's the thing. The lease says 30 days. She's saying he said, get out, and I did what he said.
There needs to be some documentation of it.
Like what?
A text message, email.
Oh, you got it down. That's exactly right, going inside the courtroom.
Is this your junk in the back?
No.
Whose junk is it? It's in the back of your salon. Is this your furniture? Do you know that? Because I got to tell you, honey, this looks like the kind of picture that is at salons. Give it to her. Having been to many salons myself, does that frame look familiar to you?
That frame could have been hanging on a wall and left somewhere. I have to.
Okay, I got
It
it.
was outside.
But
All
I
right,
did
all
not
right,
throw
I got
anything
it.
outside.
I got it. How much did you pay somebody to pick up that trash?
450.
Oh, come on.
400. No, I'm serious. Because I cannot pick it up. It was.
I know you can't pick it up.
It was cabin also inside the
No,
building. It was cabin.
I
also.
see it. I
Yeah.
see it. I see
Who's gonna
it.
pick it up? They bring it 2 people to pick it up, all garbage, and dispose it. Nobody do this for $50, $100.
Do you have proof of the 400?
No, I pay cash. I'm telling you now.
Okay. So what? You pay cash? You don't get receipts when you pay cash? I do.
These were people he found like outside.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You have them write down on a piece of something.
I didn't know she's gonna sue me. That's why I said, listen, let's do it.
Oh,
And
she's going to sue you. You should know that because things did not go well between you guys.
I thought
All
she
right.
owes me money. She's not gonna come close.
Stop. She doesn't owe you money. You're going to owe her money, but you're not going to be returning all of this money. And we have a few more things to talk about. Okay. And what else are you keeping the security deposit for?
The 1 month notice also should. She has to give it
because
to
she
me.
leaves on what date? She leaves on,
12th of April.
and that's when she gives you notice.
Right.
Sweetheart, you understand, or maybe you don't, but you should understand, that you are required to give 30 days notice. Okay. Nothing in the letter where you give notice in any way, shape, or form says, okay, since you told me I had to get out, I'm getting out. They deny having told you that. And even if somebody tells you, listen, I'm not going to keep renting to you. You pay the rest of this rent for this month, or you got to get out. That doesn't mean you don't give 30 days to both sides. He's got to give you 30 days. There's still rules. He's got to give you 30 days to get out, and he can't take over, and you got to give him 30 days to get out. In other words, he still gets rent for the next month. Why would you think that it would be okay to give 2 days' notice? That's not the law. You don't have a right to do that. So right there, that's $2,300. That and the fact that of the $575, you know, if you could just prove to me that some work was done, I'd give you some credit for that. But you can't even prove to me that the work was done. You have 0 pictures of the work being done. Have you been in there?
Several times.
I'm trying to figure out why it is that you guys didn't.
It was
provide-
gutted after he sold the premises. Everything was gutted, so I wouldn't be able to tell you, Judge.
And again, you have no evidence of the check being cashed and no evidence of the work that was done. No pictures of it. He has admitted about the ceiling tiles, but no evidence of the work that was done. Correct? You don't pictures that you took or anything else.
He came, that's why I didn't take pictures. I came in here, I showed him.
From the beginning.
Silly me.
Yeah, silly you.
I know. I have it right here, 4239, right here.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
The company is Genco,
You're the one who endorsed the check. Why did you endorse the check?
because I sign on the business. I'm like the
Yeah, we're not doing this.
secretary.
That's just too hairy. That's not arm's length transaction. If the ceiling tiles were replaced, I'm going to allow $75 for that, not $575. So you owe the $500 for rent, and the $500 plus $400 for the pickup of the garbage left behind, plus $500 for the rent for that month, plus the $400 for the garbage pickup, plus $2,300. The $2,400 that you claim on excess rent and everything else, I don't agree with you on, because you can't prove that she had noticed that we weren't accepting, and you're acting like it's okay to be $2,300, but it doesn't even matter, because we get to that amount before that, because you have to give 30 days notice, just like all the other mere mortals have to give 30 days notice. So between that $2,300, the $500 that I see that, you know, you're cashing the own check, now I know why I don't have the other side of the check, and the $400 for the pickup, they're entitled to keep the security deposit. Verdict for the defendant.
Thank you, Judge.
God bless you.
So the plaintiff does not get her security deposit back. Ms. Jenna, how do you feel?
I feel like I got bullied and
You know, you may think the judge was being tough on you, but she was just asking for proof and evidence of what you needed to convince her.
I know.
That's court.
Yeah.
You had to prove your case. Sorry, but you didn't do it, so
Apparently not.
it's your own fault.
I just feel bad for the next people, that's all.
All right. Well, sorry about that. You must sign a few documents out there, and that's it. All right, Mr. Barakoff, if you'll come out. I know you're happy. You proved your day in court. Did you get a lesson in court today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
think
The
you learned
judge
something.
knows what she's doing.
No kidding.
This is an example of justice.
Congratulations. All right. Well, you satisfied?
Very happy
Very
because, again, I'm going to prove for myself American justice is #1 justice in the world.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You must sign a few documents. How about that, Harvey? American justice, best in the world.
Okay, you know what? She's absolutely right that you've got to get documentation, email, text, something like that, because otherwise it's going to be your word against the landlord's.